another period of time until the court's next order. And the reason I am phrasing it that way is I don't know how long reunification is going to take, but I do believe that Mr. Gabriel is right, that that's the type of counseling that's going to need to happen. And I don't know how much Mr. Jackson is going to make himself available for that type of counseling. But these children need it. These children deserve it. And I'm asking that the court extend the injunction under its present terms, and additionally, that the supervision be by a licensed mental health counselor, preferably Mr. Gabriel. Thank you. Sir?
Yes, 1 moment, please. Judge, somehow this is morphed into, it first was filed as an extension for a domestic violence injunction where the burden is upon the petitioner after the court specifically said that they had deadline as to when this injunction would expire to prove to the court that the petitioner is in continual fear from the hands of the respondent, and that goes for the children too. They do not have to prove. They can rely upon the previous acts that warranted the initial injunction to be placed, but they also have to put forth why they believe that continuation of the injunction should occur because of their fear. If this hearing morphed into, well, he didn't see the kids, so that's why the injunction should be extended. Yes, there was testimony that the wife is still in fear of the petitioner, despite the fact that he never threatened her with harm, he never hit her, he never did anything in any way, shape, or form that will memorialize quote-unquote domestic violence, because she was an active participant in the family dynamics that they created together. And to believe that she is continuing in fear of my client is to believe that everything that she said was true and everything my client said was a lie. I went through painstakingly, and I do commend this court for giving us this much time, 2 days for this hearing, but it's that important. And why it's important is because what's happened in this case is that, for lack of a better word, we've used the system to basically put my client and his whole moral compass on trial here. You don't have to like him. You don't have to agree with his principles. You don't have to believe in the way he punishes or doesn't punish. But we have to get back to why we're really here. And I'll use the exact same argument that counsel just used. I specifically asked, I'm down to nitty gritty, I'm a Jersey guy, here it is. If the children saw their father, what would they do? They would run to him, they would hug him, they would tell him how much they love him. Judge, at what point, you'd think that they were in fear, they wouldn't run to him and hug him and miss him. Now, do I think that it was silly for my client not to see him during supervised visit? That's not important. But it shouldn't be important to this court. What should be important to this court is what, in fact, are these children in fear? And what did they prove that? Well, they brought an individual who came forth as an expert or not as an expert. He testified to hearsay statements, but then offered his opinions, and then it all came out. The simple fact that he's never spoken to my client, he's never gotten any input. The wife hasn't included him in any way, shape, or form, although the wife did disclose that during her counseling session that she said, I wish Lem were involved in this. I just don't think that at this point it raises to that level. You have every authority to mandate anything regarding the best interest of the children. I absolutely understand that. But don't use the avenue or the easy way out and saying we're just going to extend this injunction. Because that is an absolute, I believe, travesty on this court and what true injunction should be. And the